Welcome to Almost the Weekend. I'm Besa Gordon, and of course, we have our co-host.
Come on, Curtis Stogado the second, aka Cuddy.
And today we have another guest in the studio, Cuddy.
That we do.
Honestly, friend, I feel like you don't even need an introduction. You have like such a long rap sheet, but not the negative kind. We got All Def Comedy Jam, Wallin' Out, Young Rock, Spirited, and you are the owner of Nate Jackson's Super Funny Comedy Club. By the way, I love that you named your own club after yourself.
You got a choice.
We got Nate Jackson in the building, y'all. How you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How about y'all? Pretty good.
Not too bad, not
Good
too
to see you.
bad.
Glad you came.
Yeah, I'm out here.
Good blood.
So, first and foremost, I gotta ask, how was Montreal? Welcome back.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't know if a lot of people know I went, but Montreal was a movie. For reference, if people don't know what it is so Montreal Just for Laughs is the biggest comedy festival in the world, and it is most definitely invite only. And it took me a very long time to get that invite, and so it's almost becoming an annual thing now. But this year was one for the books. 2 years ago was like hey, Nate Jackson is out here, and this is how funny. You know, like that's people's perspective. Like a lot of comics go, and then they have a ton of shows, and certain people stand out. Mm-hmm. And so that was the 2 years ago, wow, where it was like, oh, he's a force. This year was Variety Top 10, my own show, and then I also did a spot on another show with Joe Dombrowski and Richie, and it wasn't like oh, he's funny. It was like, okay, we're on notice. Like, so yeah, like and I respectfully and humbly, I virtually killed every set that I did, and so that turned into wonderful connections and meetings, and that's what JFL was about. Like that's why you even bother going to Montreal, because all the execs are there from every major network, from everyone who has any interest in making money off of the industry of comedy, no matter whether it's animated, comedy, comics, late night TV, whatever, they're all there.
So this was like your like Pro Bowl, like franchise tag stamp, you going out there and doing this stuff.
Yeah, or I would say a combine would feel more like it, right? Okay. Where it's like, all right, all the scouts are here, all the coaches are here.
So you hit
show
your
out here.
Yeah.
Draft day about to get stupid.
Heard you.
And that's what that was. So 2 years ago, you know, I was in lane 8, and they're like, well, I'm just lucky to be out there. But then I won a couple races, and they're like, hold up, we were here for lane 3 and lane 2.
Right,
Who was in lane 8? This year was like, all right, that guy from lane 8 that blew the roof off, we're gonna put him in lane 3 and let's see how that goes. Same, even more of a gap.
Okay.
So the proverbial coaches and scouts that I would say is like network executives, directors, the writers, and so like I literally walked out of there and I can't even. How many meetings we got, Keela? 25.
Wow.
25 meetings. And JFL people were like, man, is it back? Did it die? Is it dead? I can't speak for everybody.
Well, I don't know about your experience.
JFL is alive, brother. I tell you that right now. Then you go to the after parties. I'm talking about Fox execs are like walking up to you like, great set tonight. When can we have a meeting?
And you're like,
let's get lunch. Like, yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, Okay.
What are you doing tomorrow at 12?
We'd love to discuss some of your ideas. So would I.
So after something like that, like for a comedian and on your journey, like what would be next?
Have those meetings. Get
that
something
was just,
on
okay.
Yeah, you get something on a network, a bag.
Okay.
A bag for my art.
Heard
You know what I'm saying? Create pathways where other people can also be successful. The point is to get in the door and then leave a crack in there so other people can get through it too. Yeah. Throw the rope back. People seem to forget that part. They get in there and then they think their job is to put their foot on the back of it and not let nobody else in. Right. But there's enough for everybody if you've got the talent and the drive and the discipline, then there's enough for you too. So that's what's next. And so you know, if you're a creator, then you know what your next few projects are that you want to do that you can control. And then you need to leave some runway for the things that come from outside, as long as it fits the purview of what your goals are. And so that's where we're at. That's where we're at.
Do you feel like everything in the best way is happening for you all at once?
No. Absolutely not. I feel like all of this is overdue. I feel like I've been grinding for a very, very long time. I'm like, oh, now you see me? That's how I feel. But I need to go sit in front of some water or something and reflect and just take in the wins so I can really respect and appreciate them, because I work so hard by nature. I will grind right through this moment where it's like, you should have sat down and appreciated it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to celebrate. I have to make a point to celebrate the yeses, because the no's are inevitable. So if I forget to celebrate the yeses, then it literally would feel like only no's.
Or happening.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does.
Yeah, so that's a thing I have to do. Like, even telling you, like, yeah, JFL was a win. Like, we did JFL. We went straight from Montreal to New York. Did that, came straight back here. Like, the day after my Netflix came out, people were hitting me up, how you feel? What's it feel like? I was in my truck with with a truck full of boxes, moving stuff from my clothing line. Like, yeah, I mean, it's cool.
Right.
What y'all talking about? You know what I mean? But I needed to pull over and be like, man, we did it.
You got to process it.
Mm-hmm. And I know that's not something that I don't innately just be like, yeah, let's celebrate this and celebrate that. I got people around me that will celebrate,
Cause that,
that will celebrate anything. Deep breath, up shots. We are alive. Let's go turn up. Like, I got that around me. But I'm Mr. Go Go Go. So, but sometimes you gotta go stop, go 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 go. You know what I mean?
That kind of brings me into what I wanted to ask you, just with that blockbuster moment and getting that Netflix special, and then also shooting your Netflix special in a place like Paramount. So like, take us through that whole day. Just you coming to the theater, like, what is that like when you wake up knowing that that's what's on my agenda today? A sold out crowd at the Paramount Theater for my first Netflix special.
I think maybe that'll be the next one, because this one was at the Neptune. But
you said on Neptune, I'm tripping.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's a testament to the team that we assembled to do it, because they made the Neptune look like it was 6 times bigger than it is. If you've been in the Neptune,
Yeah, it looked like the Paramount.
yeah, you go to the Neptune, you're like, this is cool. It's a cool little theater. You know what I'm saying? But when you watch it on Netflix, it's shot big. That was the whole point. Like, we shot, it cost $256,000 to shoot that, and what we got looks like a $3 million special, period. If you look at $3 million specials and look at mine, you would not know the difference. If you look at the crew that shot the $3 million special, it is literally the same names. So that's why it looks that way. And a lot of it is favors and love, and just like a lot of people in the industry, you'd be surprised how many are from here. You would be flat out blown away by how many people are from the Northwest, or specifically from Olympia, Lacey, Tacoma, Seattle, that are all over the country that are doing it. And if not from, then have spent considerable time here, whether they were raised in the military or whatever. But you'd be surprised. So when it was like, yo, we got one of our own, come on now, do what you do for the bag, but do it for a little bitty bag and some chicken wings, because this is for us. And it's always been like that for me. A win for me should be a win for a region.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just been too much grinding all over, and too many hugs and daps for, you know what I mean?
That's what it felt like seeing you on Netflix in the Breakfast
There should be
Club.
nobody that's like, man, F him. Like, I have gone out of my way for 24 years straight of being on the up and up, keeping it real, being accountable, trying to be reliable and a solid dude. And that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's me. So, but then when you go out into the world and all the challenges, sometimes you lose you. But I've stayed 10 toes down. And so when something like that happens, like, I don't know, did you guys see the day when I asked everyone that I've ever worked with to post about my special?
Yeah.
That blew my mind. I'm
I
not even
did
gonna
post
hold
for
you.
sure.
I was particularly looking for like 5 people that I was like, how have you not posted it yet? And I carried you for 3 years.
Damn.
In 2012 or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I said, if I ever worked with you, if we ever done any work on social media or created any content, post my special. Not on your stories. Give me an hour or give me 2 hours on that wall.
Yeah.
That precious wall. We all are like, man, this is my wall though. And within an hour, the entire scroll of my phone was all of my special. I was like, oh my God. And then it caught fire, and even more people did it. And people were like, I ain't never worked with you, but I see other people posting, I want to see you win. It felt like how everybody was pushing centers.
Yeah.
Does that make
That
sense?
was special.
Right.
Yeah, and so I was like, man, so we were in the top 10 for I think 7 or 8 days and peaked all the way to number 3.
Yep.
And I don't know how much that matters, but I know the special has done phenomenal numbers and has a massive, the analytic for seeing it past 90% is like, it's exponentially greater than other specials on the app. And other specials on the app be people who are household names, who are already multi-millionaires on super international tours and how, you know, in movies and so people watch mine. It's profound how many people clicked it and then let it ride.
Right.
Yeah.
Whether they were watching it or cooking, I don't care, but they let it ride.
Come on.
You know what I mean? So they look at that stuff. If you own a platform, you want people to watch stuff and stay on your platform. You don't want them to lose interest and then, let me check my phone, and now they ain't looking at your Netflix no more.
Right.
You want, when it goes, are you still watching? They be like, yeah, what you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want that. And so I had the type of watch through, stick to it as like Game of Thrones when we watched that, or like what's the show with where everybody's wearing green and they all dying and doing challenges? Squid Games.
Squid Games, yep.
Yeah, that's the type of. I mean, if you look, I was in the top 10 with Squid Games.
Squid
Like, it was
Games,
the
yeah.
only. It was like that and Monday Night Raw.
Right.
Do you know how much it costs to shoot those?
Go bag.
Multi-millions to bring Monday Night Raw to fruition, right?
Right.
And so there I am on a list full of projects that cost $200, $300 million, and my little $256,000 production. They got their bang for their buck out of me. You know what I'm saying?
Can you maybe name drop some of these people like that worked that brought that vision to reality for $256,000? Producer, director, or anything?
Yeah, I don't mind at all. So Marcus Russell Price was my director. He was coming off of shooting Keith Robinson's special, Zainab Johnson's special, and he shot all the Heartbeat Weekend things that were coming out on, I think, Hulu. I think they're called the LOL specials. And then Larry Meyer. Larry Meyer is a big one. So this was years in the making to crew up the way I did. So when I lived in LA, I had basically like, I don't know, for lack of better words, I had a punk ass job, like a gig real quick, like a quick gig doing what's called scratch notes. And are you familiar with
Scratch
that?
notes.
So scratch notes is when there's a whole TV show and there's like a narrator. Scratch notes is the person who does scratch notes, they narrate the entire show.
So you're like the one sitting off in the corner, you got the little lamp and you're reading the thing?
You narrate the entire show. Like, let's say, like, if we just walk in here, like, and, you know, and now Besa's about to sit down.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
whole, like a TV show is narrated, you know what I'm saying? And now we're going to look at the bungalow. Like, you know, whatever. But,
Okay.
like, you got to read a Bible of stuff. You narrate the entire thing. But then the editors go through and you would read 4 or 5 versions of it. Besa is now sitting down. Besa's about to sit down. Look at Besa. About to enjoy that chair, or whatever. Then the editors go through and they'll scratch off the ones they don't want. Then what the finals are, then their celebrity personality goes through and reads the finals of what the scratch notes were. So then the same show you're watching, like, and the show I did, I think it was like Black in the Day or something for TV One, but it was at Comedy Dynamics, and Comedy Dynamics is responsible for shooting more than 60% of all specials in comedy, like they're a production company. And so I was doing scratch notes, but I was walking around trying to meet the main exec, Brian Volkweiss, but he was on the move, locking in deals. But it's run by 2 people, Brian Volkweiss and Cisco, I want to say Henson. And so I ended up befriending Cisco at like the water jug, I found out he was like big into Legos or something, and we just got to talking about, and then he was like, man, I spent a lot of time up in Seattle. We got to talk about like, oh, okay, what part? And he was like, well, it wasn't really Seattle. It was actually more Tacoma. And I was like,
Oh, man,
you
perfect.
picking with Greece,
Yeah.
player. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm like, you should see the waterfront. No, the aroma's gone now. Like, and so we just hit it off.
Yeah.
And so I said, and so I was like, man, if just shoot a home run shot, Hail Mary. If I was to raise money and shoot my own special, what's the minimum amount of money I would need to make something that is for sure presentable? And he was like, you need $48,500. And I was like, that's specific. I was like,
Right.
okay, so let's say I raise the money, then am I shooting myself? And he was like, you know who you need to call? You need to call Larry Meyer. And I'm like, who is that? And he was like, he's who we call when we lock in our deals to crew up and to help produce the thing. I said, okay. I'll cold call him. What's his number? We're sitting in Burbank, California. He's like, it's 206. I said, wait, what?
Man.
He said,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
I said, what do you mean? He said, it's 206. He says the rest of his number. I'm like, he's a Seattle guy? He's like, oh, no, he lives in Seattle. He'll fly from out of Seattle and go wherever. So I left out of there and I called him. I was like, listen, I'm a comedian. I'm from Lacey, Washington. I live in Tacoma. I've been gigging around here forever. I'm trying to do that. And this was years before this Netflix stuff. Mm-hmm. And so he said, meet me at the Anthony's at the ferry exit. In Tacoma,
right down here.
the waterfront, don't
Yeah.
Tacoma.
Oh, Tacoma.
Oh.
So I go down there. Mind you, I gotta catch a flight to meet him there. He saw, but my number starts with 360. I still got my number, and so he thought I was coming from Lacey or Olympia or Tacoma.
Oh.
When he was like, meet me Tuesday at 2:00 at the da-da-da, right? And I'm like, bet. I'm like, okay. I flew home for it. So once we got to talking at the Anthony's, and he realized that because I came in with luggage. He was like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, I don't live here, man. I'm from here, but I don't live here. He was like, you flew here for this meeting? I'm like, yeah. So we went from strangers to like, you're ugly. No, you're ugly. Like within 30 minutes. So we're friends, right? So that conversation was like, yeah, 48, you could do something. But to be honest with you, like the budget should be much bigger. You should know where it's gonna live, or at least what shelf it's gonna be on once you shoot it. They should be the ones that give the budget. It should be at least a license deal. Like he was just giving me the whole thing. He's like, otherwise you're just gonna spend your money and then have a thing that doesn't live anywhere for anyone to consume. And unless you're just gonna stick it on YouTube. But this was before people were doing that, and that made sense.
Wow.
Right.
So fast forward 8 years or something like that, and then I get my Netflix deal. They're like, who would you like to produce? I'm like, 206.
Yeah,
You
I
see what
got
I'm
the
saying?
perfect person.
And
yeah.
that's why it was like, let me call my people. He was like, we got one. He was literally on the phone like, hey, I don't want to hear none of that shit. This is the day you need to be in Seattle. Bring your ass. And I'm like, who is that? He was like, oh, this is X, Y, and Z. He just did sound for the Tom Brady roast. I'm like, excuse me? Yeah, oh, this is this other, he just did the lighting for Nikki Glazer's special. This is he just did, you know what I'm saying? Like it was, he was calling the Avengers together, but the way he was calling them was crazy. He literally was like, hello? Yeah, I just farted. What you doing on, like that's his, like he's silly like that. And they're all super cool in that regard. So everyone was like, I bet. So they all literally converged on Seattle, and we did our thing, and we shot at the end of January. And we did 4 shows. It was fire. I knew it was fire, you know, when you do a good thing. And then I just had to sit and wait. We had to wait until we had an announcement date and just wait. And so that was January, and they didn't say when we were announcing until the middle of June to tell me that it was going to be July 8th. And so I was just trying to drive safe, stay out of trouble. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, I'm not trying to be one of the comics with a beautiful special out that didn't live to see it.
That's true.
That's a thing. It's
That's
like
true.
being on the Madden cover. It's an actual thing.
Injured,
So I was like, let me just stay my ass in the house. And so we did it. But that's how that comes together. That's a couple of the names. But like Rhett Bear was another one. But yeah, there you go. So shout out to Larry Meyer from LDM Worldwide, home team guy that is doing stuff literally all over the world. Like he shot the Olympics. He shoots Monday Night Football. He shoots so.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean he shot Seinfeld, Ellen DeGeneres, Joe Coy, Ali Wong. He's not fucking around.
No.
And he lives right here. I think on maybe Vashon.
Vashon Island?
Something like that. Yeah, he takes he's like, I take the ferry, get off the ferry, 10-minute drive, I'm at the airport. And that's how I'm moving around. I was like, okay. But he's literally all over the world, like shooting and capturing content.
You know, if there's one thing I remember from our first interview that we did over at iHeart, you have all of these amazing relationships from like day one that you still have now. It's almost as if you make sure that you're nurturing all of these relationships, which is why you were able to do that post and everybody just blew up the timeline and supported you.
Yeah, I guess. I'm not bad. I'm not about bad blood. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Well, we gonna burn a bridge? Like, what you doing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, there's so many more good people in this game than there is bad, right? Like, if someone's bad, you're gonna hear about them 10 miles before you get to them. Hey, watch yourself. Be careful.
Yeah.
You know, I heard. You know, people give you the heads up on people. But when somebody's got good intentions and has always been good, and their checks clear, and they pay on time, and they're not like all of that stuff, that matter, it adds up. And if your track record is solid, I mean, I've been doing this 24 years. If your track record is solid, that says something. You know what I mean? So, on the strength of me and our relationship, Larry called his favors in with people I had never met. Now all of us are good.
Right.
You know what I mean? We were all getting ready to shoot the thing, and everybody was like, "Oh, we're hungry. We need to break for lunch." I was like, "Where's everybody going?" And they were going all over. I said, "No, let's go to this specific place. What's the place that has the brunch in Pioneer Square?"
Muse.
Yeah, I was like, let's all go to Muse. So we all go to Muse. There's some music and all that stuff is going on, and then I pay for brunch, and they were so stunned by that. Just that little thing was like, wait, what? And then the lady comes around like, you guys want a picture? You want to, you know, they take a picture and then sell you the picture.
Yeah.
I bought like 5 of those and was like, man, thank you for being on. I think they were like, yo, this.
Wow.
Yeah, man, they're like, we always gonna work. If you call us, we will come. Because apparently they just come in like the rodeo or circus,
Yep.
shoot a thing and then go, and
And
there's
they
no
go.
connection to the
You
town.
made it more personal.
It was personal.
Yeah,
They didn't have to
absolutely.
come.
Right.
I think it's just empathy, Besa. That's my answer. Because if I'm ever working, I try to put my feet in somebody else's shoes to be like, what would be their motivation to want to rock with me again?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I can attest that that's something like you stand on, because my first time ever meeting you was I came to see Desi's first time coming up here at your old one when I was connected to the hotel. And afterwards, I had brought some merch. Show was already over. You're finna leave, and I was just like, "Hey, like, is it cool if I stay back and give him a hoodie?" You're like, "Bro, I don't care. Do whatever. Like, it's good." Like, and normally someone could have just been like, "Man, one, ignore me," because I was just standing there for a minute, and two, just been like, we're not really doing that. I don't know what he's feeling like. You know, maybe another time. But you let me have the opportunity, and I got to go up there, actually meet him, and give everything. So it's like, as far as you making that personal connection and making it to where it's like, all right, bet. Like, I never met you before, but at that point, it was like I've known you for years, just because like the care and empathy
Yeah,
that you put in your craft.
it's based on like if the scenario is an inviting one, that it's like, all right, they would be okay with a third person coming up here that they don't know. Like some headliners, you could just tell like another person coming in this room when they ain't seen ain't gonna fly too well.
Right.
But they were in there chilling, talking, cracking jokes, and anybody could have came in and said, "What's up?" Especially you're coming in bearing gifts. So I come outside and pre-pause. I see you hustling and grinding. I'm like, man, I see me in him.
That was real.
Pre-pause. So that's why I'm like, yeah, man, go ahead.
Yeah.
Plus, you weren't like out there scratching your neck and not holding still. I'm like, man, I can't let him up in there. You know?
Right.
So it's about how you ask. It's a demeanor. And I was like, yeah, go ahead. You know. You gotta be a good judgment and character pretty quick. And I'm not 100% with it because sometimes people still can wolf in sheep's clothing me, but now it's a lot harder with like, you know, having multiple people around where somebody might see a chink in the armor of the facade. You know, he said this, but when I seen him in the kitchen, he was over there, I'm like, oh, okay, bet, we all gonna watch him in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But in general, no, you can see a person and see that you were hustling. You like, let me get a hoodie on him. This is gonna help my brand. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Cause what I look like being like, nah, just cause.
Well, some people will do that though. You never know.
I get it, but like, if, like I can even understand when they do say nah. They're like, nah, I flew this person up, put this person up, I put all this marketing together. You just show up with your stuff trying to launch it. Like, put it on his room then. Like, I get that, but at the end of the day, it's like you didn't have any malice. You weren't trying to like, I'm gonna go up here with this hoodie and then I'm gonna try to book him. You know what I mean? It wasn't that. You were just like, hey man, I'm just trying to further my brand. You're a celebrity. It would be a good look if you held it, touched it, put it on something, and have it for me to post. I could go. Yeah.
All right, I just got one more question. No show. When you talk about the closing, since you're talking about the actual club, when you closed the club, it was just quiet. It was just like, hey, I'm closing. And that was the same time that everybody else was closing their business. You know what I'm saying? And we're like, oh no, Nate's is closing. And I know on my mind, a lot of conversation was, you know, from us, we were like, man, we didn't know what you were doing. We're like, man, whatever he's doing is part of his next plan. But, you know, closing the previous location and then opening it in downtown, and, you know, what the catalyst for that and the support that maybe you got from the city of Tacoma.
Yeah, I mean, we weren't happy. We weren't happy at Hosmer, and I don't care what it looked like or how much fun it looked like it was. Like, on one hand, it's like we got this beautiful black-owned thing. We're here. We got all this whole setup. But then on the other, when it's time to pay to be in a said place, I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, and there's a way where somebody could say, hey, we want you here, and you feel wanted. And there's another way to be like, hey, you could be here, but tax it. Or you could be here, but we don't really like you here. Or you could be here, but keep it down. Like, there's a way.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't conducive for a comedy club. I travel the world. I've been in, I can't even count how many comedy clubs. I'm like, there should be no agitation or anything in regards to my club being in here in this lower socioeconomic region or district of Tacoma. Like, this should be something everybody is wanting with open arms. Like, we're making this part of town a destination. Everyone should have been behind that. I shouldn't even had to pay my own rent.
I mean,
That's how profound, like dead ass. Like, that's what cities have budgets and destinations and money for. Right. That's why you want the city to grow and moist and blossom. That's what that would have looked like. So when we closed, it was a wrap. There was no, we about to do another place. I was like, I'm out, man. I'll open something in Phoenix, or I'll open something in, let me go look in Bellevue. Let me see what else there is. I was done. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as I was like, yo, we're out of here, because I had already voiced it to a few like influential people, like, man, we're not happy. And I'm gonna have to just tuck tail and close, right? And that was probably 72 hours. There's probably 72 hours of like that conversation leading to the mayor reaching out to like a couple different like people who own considerable land and properties in downtown Tacoma to be like, do you have a space or interest in the comedy
Mayor
club?
Witter did that.
Yeah, Victoria Wood. And so that connection that she had with my current landlord initiated the conversation. And so Hollander Hospitality and Mark Hollander came through like, yeah, we do have this space. Wow. It wasn't even like on the market or nothing. Like, we do have this space, you want to take a look. And I walked it and I was like, man, I need to see what chairs in it. And they were like, cool, we'll bring some down. Like, they brought chairs down. We sat the whole room like we were about to have a show. I was like, I think I can make this space work. We only lost 10 seats. Right? The other one is like, it was bigger, but it was bigger up. Yeah. So we had a lot of, it was like extra vaulted. Like, vaulted is usually 20 feet. Then we had 40-foot ceilings in there.
Yeah.
Right? So it felt huge, but if you just look at the floor plan, like, it had room at the other place to add a mezzanine all the way around, and you could have had it upstairs and all that, but that's how big it was.
Yeah.
You know, but it's a new spot. It's vaulted too. Like, it was a conversation, like, do you want a mezzanine to get another 100 people in here or whatever? And I was like, I don't know if we need to do that, because the process of adding stairs the way Washington State requires them, like, eats a lot of the floor up and makes like egresses and ADA. I was like, as is fine. What we did get was a real kitchen. Like, our kitchen at the other spot was literally 2 combi ovens, and it was like the size of a food truck. That kitchen was running.
Fire, though.
280.
Food,
but food trucks don't do 280 people worth of food in a 90-minute period. Like, we had our kitchen slant. Like, every other month, one of the ovens was going. Just from straight overworking. Yeah. You know what I mean? We should have had 5 in there, and we had 2, right? And a big ass industrial warmer, and then a conventional oven. We had what we needed to do it, but we were shooting. If anything went wrong, it was like, we out of wings, y'all. I'm sorry. Or if you remember, if you were ever at the club, there might be chicken wing smoke in the air. Like, that was because the ovens was over. We're pulling it out. It's still cooking the old greaser. Like, so now at the new club, the kitchen is as bigger than, say, Wild Fin, or it's bigger than Olive Garden. It's bigger than Applebee's kitchen. Like, our kitchen is the real deal. And so half my staff is from Four Seasons. Half my staff, like, I have legitimate kitchen staff. And so our front bar is now a DBA. It's called Thelma's, and named after my mom.
Come on.
And so we're open 11 to 11 every day. So what we left the other place, and now it's like it's even better. It's more of a it's more of a space where we can really, and we've had not just comedy already. We've had speaking engagements and meetings, and the room splits in half, so nobody needs to be intimidated by like, well, I want to have something, but I don't have 270 people. We split the room. Y'all can just use see for half of that. Let's go. So that's the impetus for the move in a nutshell. But I think in reality, for me, that process of actually completely closing and then opening a new club was such an energy output that this could have legitimately been club number 2 or club number 3 with the same amount of energy, right? Because the energy it took to close the other club, that exact energy could have went into opening location number 2. The energy that went into opening location number 2 could have been the same energy that it took to open number 3. So we could have had 3-4 clubs by now, you know what I mean? Also, the burden of being in a place we didn't like, if I didn't have that, if it just flowed smooth, we could have had 3, but I could have had 6 clubs by now. In my opinion, 5 or 6 clubs could have been open in the same time span if people would just let me do it. Just get out the way. Stop being a hurdle. Just get out the way. Let it happen. Don't make it nothing difficult. Just step out the way and watch what happens. You know what I'm saying? So we're happy now.
I was about to say, are you happy now?
We're very happy now.
Because now it can open up those 3 and 4 clubs.
We're very happy now.
Even your staff seems really happy. Like everybody that was working
there,
there,
they should be
they
elated.
was just like, everyone was like one big happy family.
They should be pregnant with enthusiasm. No, my staff is very well taken care of. We're good, but they're solid though, right? So I try to make an environment where they're like, this is ours too, right? That's what I'm trying to build. You know what I mean? And I want to do it to where like all the systems are in place, because if we are going to expand, then you got to be able to take those systems to the next place.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, we're excited about it.
That's what Louis Rudd, the CEO of Ezels, was talking about. I was like, how do you manage all these different places? He was like, well, you create a system and then you put the system in the next spot and you just continue moving your systems around. You don't change anything. And everything just runs like clockwork. Quick question. Who was coming up with these recipes? Because those chicken wings, child, I've gone to different restaurants. They don't even taste that good.
It's a chicken wing.
It's fire. I mean, yes, it's a chicken wing, but let's not act like you don't go to certain places and it's not good.
The
like
only
the food
difference
is fire
between
there.
our chicken wing that's made like a chicken wing and the next place's chicken wing that's made like a chicken wing is that we care. That's it. Because I know the reputation of my business hinges on your experience with that chicken wing.
Facts.
Black people tough, bro.
Yeah.
They be like, the show was fire, the seating was cool. One of my 5 chicken wings was cold. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Fuck that place. Like that's how we are. When it's like but we'll go to another business and not say nothing about the service be slow. This was bad. But we online about ourselves. So that's why we care. You know what I mean? And the people who are the person responsible for that chicken wing is very proud of everything that she outputs from the kitchen. And that's just a testament and a shout out to Rose. But let's follow the chicken wing. Let's follow the chicken wing. So
Wait.
let's follow the chicken wing, man, because it's something so simple as to why the business works. We got to order that chicken wing. We got to order that chicken wing that week. That's a whole nother person that does inventory, that does ordering, that then goes and the delivery comes to the club. Then it got to be stored right. Then it got to be prepped. That's a whole nother person that's like, all right, how much are we pulling? And let's look at the amount of people. Then it got to be cooked, presented, and then brought out to you by a whole nother person that's in a different category. This is a server or expo. So in order for that wing to come out hot, fresh, crispy, and you be like, that wing was incredible, is like 6 people had to have something to do with it. And that level of care is why you're like, these wings are different here. So is the comedy. So is the drinks. So is the, and that's what I'm saying. If I say we having something in the after party in the front bar, all of that should be like, this was a vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what that is.
And speaking of the comedy, like now the crowd work joint that you're doing, like talk to me about like first of all, like what was the day that you like decided, all right, I'm just gonna take ownership of this and I'm gonna run with it as far as like adding it to your arsenal, making it now specific shows that are offered at the club.
Yeah.
Like talk to me about that process.
I was hosting my Thursday nights, and you know, you can't write 15, 20 minutes of good material 52 times a year. I don't care who you are. You just can't. Maybe you need a writer's table or whatever. Well, let me change that. A new comic can't. Once somebody has their voice, and I like, shout out to Josh Johnson who puts out long form content on one topic every Tuesday, right? But he's been doing comedy for years and years and years and years. I was not a headliner yet. I wasn't even a feature. I was hosting. And I'm like, man, I gotta have a new 15, 20 every single Thursday. And I'm busy, and I'm doing stuff, and I gotta run the show. So I just started, I'm just gonna go up there and we're just gonna see what happens.
Right.
And then that got good enough that sometimes people will be like, man, I like when you just go be loose, man. Everybody else is doing their material all night long. You talking about what's right in front of you. You make it feel like we actually are here. They're killing, but like we didn't need to be here for them to kill.
Right.
You are like, look at DJ, look at the DJ over there spinning with it, like yeah, look at the DJ. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
that turned into like, okay, well, let me just lean into what we were calling like comics were like, dang, you just be going up naked, like that's how they feel like you're going up unprepared.
Right. Because I was gonna ask you how have your like peers responded to you doing that.
No, I don't care, because everyone does crowd work. But my thing is, I was like, let me just go ahead and. If this is what the people want, because I'm as a business owner, I'm gonna adapt. If everyone's like, man, I love your stuff, but man, I love your crowd work. All right, well, I'll give you both. Right. I'll do the part that's for me and for the people that love that, but then we're gonna make sure we get that in there too, you know. So the crowd work joint is because I own the club. I was like, let me just do that for her. Let me see how long I can do it.
Right.
And that started with the first one I think was like 42 minutes. And then the second one I think was maybe about the same. And then by the third one I was like, all right, let me lock in and force myself to stay on set. And it was like 100 and I didn't know how long I was up there, but it was an hour 20. Yeah. Which is overkill because you only need to do 45. And so then I started getting them around. I'm like, all right, I need a series of like, let's use a light because once we're in it, I want to make sure that it's a good production too. I don't want to be up there so long that you're like, man, this ain't even, he's just going. So now there's 22 hours of the crowd work joints because we've done 22 of them. Yeah. Right? And it didn't take long because like the last 8 of them, we was doing 2 shows in one night. So that's how you get to the 22 so fast. So I got 2 more in the can right now that we never posted from the other club. And they're both hysterical. I'm ready to go. And so there's that. And the new concept is called a crowd work pack. And this is so new that like even the people who are like devout YouTube watchers are like, I'm confused. What is the difference? So a crowd work joint is when I go on stage and it's from beginning to end one piece. Right. Only crowd work. There's no safety net. I don't get to be like, man, that didn't go good. Let me just throw in one of my jokes real quick. No, I got to like, well, that didn't hit, guys. Let's keep going. That's the crowd work joint from it's one direction. Also, after crowd work joints have been out in full, they get diced up into snippets and then they go online. So you can watch a crowd work joint and then in full and then like go back to your favorite parts of the snippet. A crowd work pack is specific to another city. Like if I did Denver and I did 4 or 5 shows or whatever, and there's all the little crowd work moments. There's also like if I did a podcast or an interview or if we behind the scenes footage or if we vlogged or if we live streamed or something like the VODs, like so we're throwing a bunch of stuff at it and we're just calling it a pack of stuff. So you get a crowd work moment, something funny at a bakery, another crowd work moment, an interview chunk, a crowd work moment, something from one of our interviews here over the years, like just a bunch of stuff thrown in, and those come out every Friday.
I see.
Okay.
Right? So if somebody's been watching the snippets, they watch a crowd work pack like, real ones know we've already seen all this, but you haven't though. because there's also a couple, 2 or 3 in there that were never released as snippets. And so right now we've got Atlanta, Syracuse, and Washington, D.C. It's only 3 weeks old that are already out as crowd work packs. And I may have to lean into that very heavily because part of the Netflix thing is that I can't put out a crowd work thing for a certain amount of time before or after Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Right, but crowd work packs are compilations and they push people to Netflix, so it just helps keep it relevant on their site. Right. If you love this, make sure you go, and even the crowd work pack has that in it. Like after you might crowd work joint something, and then me being like, "Hey man, go watch my special."
By the way,
yeah, pause this, leave here, hit Netflix, play that on your TV on mute while you watch this, or mute this and play that, but make sure the special play because the analytics on the platform they matter through probably the first 2, 3 months, 4 months, to where they're like really looking at them and being like, "What else can we develop with said person based on the response that it has on the platform?" And I need that to keep going. I can't have a phenomenal 10-day report and then it just dip after that. Like, nah, we got to keep that going. You know what I mean?
Do you ever get worried about like the sensitivity? Well, of course, the sensitivity of people. Like, I know you have your roast zones where it's like, okay, if you're sitting here, I just might have to be able to get at you. Yeah. But did you do that for just in case there's people that are like mad sensitive and they might leave crying or something?
No, I just like that's not me. It's unique to me, but it was my flip on like Gallagher's wet zone or SeaWorld's water zone. Yeah. Right? Like if you go to SeaWorld and get wet and you didn't intend to, you're like, this messed my day up. Yeah. But then there's other people that are like, if I don't get wet, this messed my day up. Like I want to be so close to the dolphins, a little bit of dolphin pee gets on me. Like there's those people. Yeah. So instead of trying to tell people, hey man, sit behind the yellow line. If you don't want to get splashed, sit in front of it. If you do, like they're just like, just buy the ticket for the splash area, please. And that was what I was on. If Gallagher's up there smashing watermelons and you get some watermelon on your new outfit, you're gonna be hot. But if you're like, we saw Gallagher and watermelon hit mom, like if that's your thing, then you're gonna buy that ticket. Right. Plus, we're filming it and putting it online, so you get to exist. You get to see, you get your moment. It's like the Jumbotron moment, but in a good way. And then it's like real high face value time, and it's funny. And you can share that with everyone you know. Like, look, this hey man, we went to Nate Jackson, we got cooked. You know what I mean? So it's a win-win-win-win. But I'm not worried about somebody being sensitive to, like, I know my voice as a comic and I know my sensibilities, so people should feel secure in that I'm not about to just come out and just, you don't know what he might say. There's some headliners that are like that, but when you know them and you buy the ticket to see, you go to that particular person's show to be like, man, he might die on stage. Or kill someone while he up there, or say something that's crazy, but we were there to catch it. Right. People be at some headliner show with their phone ready, like, man, if he start tripping, gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Like, world star. Like, there's just some headliners that are that wild. Yeah. Right. You know, when I say it, whoever comes to mind for you, then now you know what I'm saying. Yeah. But you should be secure coming to one of my shows, knowing like it's gonna be funny. He might cuss or somebody might get roasted, but the overall thing is ain't nobody gonna be destroyed. You know, I'm not looking to just, you know, publicly like thoroughly embarrass somebody and have them tail tucked and like that. Like everything ends with uplift. It's always like I leave with funny first. It's called Super Funny. That's the brand. So yeah.
What keeps you motivated? Like you do so much.
Man. Making my mama happy, making my family happy, proud, putting on for the region. I love the basic stuff. You know what I mean? Making my frat brothers like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, for a while, I was like, I just want to be on the notable Q's page. You know what I'm saying? When you go to your fraternity's national website and be like, notable members. Like, I'm like, how am I not on that yet? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're not, bro.
Give me that, huh?
Yeah, that's crazy that you're not.
I'm on some chapters will be like, and Nick Jack, you know what I'm saying? And that's cool. But I'm like, what up, Snapfinger? So there's different motivations for stuff. Sometimes your motivation is, some people's motivation is be petty. You be like, I'm gonna show my ex that I was doing the right thing after all that telling me I need to do something else. Or I want my dad to know that he was wrong when he said whatever it is. Mine personally is I want people to be proud. And then the other part of it is like, okay, now we've accomplished these things. We can't get off the gas now. Who does a craft for 24 years, builds that resume like that, and is like, you know what? I don't want to do this shit no more. I just ran out of want.
Right.
No, because of those, I'm like, let me keep going.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, on a lighter note, like how the ladies been treating you now that you've been on Netflix and Breakfast Club? I know it's no longer tumbleweeds and whores. You gotta watch the special.
Yeah, watch the special.
Come on.
I've been catfished. I've been through it. I'm not acting on advances because my sisters are in my ears like, hey,
come on,
move right now.
And your sister's Debrina.
But,
she's really on.
Debrina Jackson Gandy, and then Erica Jackson, that's the evangelist that's like, protect it. Bottle it and put it at Fort Worth, like Fort Knox. So and plus that takes energy and time, right? Like nobody's just, the person that's just sliding through the boink and then being like, I know you're busy, bye. Like that's not even, that feels good, it's fun, that's a good time. But people be wanting to build, they want to, let's go to this and that and maybe watch a movie and eat dinner. I'm like, man, that's 8 hours, I could be editing, And that's where my mind goes. And I think people need to understand that about entrepreneurs is that we will enjoy the time we're spending with you. But there's a part of our brain that after a certain amount of time that's like, nigga, this to-do list though.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? like the ideal person for an entrepreneur is somebody that's like, can I just come?
Yeah.
I'll have a small footprint. I ain't gonna bother nobody. You hungry? You thirsty? You need anything? I'm just chilling. Just have you something you doing in the corner, and then you'll find your person will in between tasks come over like boop 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 boop, like that's what you put some. So you hungry? We gotta go get something. Let's go get something. Like you didn't had a full ass day, but they had to work too, right? Like now, and you might be like, dang, he ain't paying attention to me. I'm not his whole world right now. Like that's usually what girls do, but in reality, the entrepreneur is fulfilled by that. Right. We're an archetype. So I know that speaks to y'all grinding. So you get like, if your dude was like, no, I'm not tripping. I'll go down to Top Pot and get something to eat real quick. And then just let me know when you're out of there. No big deal.
Yeah.
That's like, dang, you get me. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
no, for real.
Until there's some type of balanced situation like that, I don't think that's it. I'm not looking for nobody. I'm not trying to be out of nothing. There's a young lady I'm very interested in, and that's just where I'm gonna focus my energy, that'd be it.
Yes, sir.
And so, but the answer you want to hear, yeah, man. Listen, my special was live on Netflix for 18 minutes. 18 minutes. I remember. Because,
you timed it?
No, I was I stayed up because I've had so many different opportunities not happen. Like that list of things you got, there's probably, there's probably 10 times, 20 times that were like, just fell through my fingers.
Oh, wow.
Okay? Like, and even some of that almost did, and then it's like, no, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I barely got Wildin' Out. I barely got Junkyard Dog. I barely got, like, these are things I barely got, and somebody had to circle back and be like, no, we want him. Versus just some people, they come in the room and they're like, that's the girl. That's the guy. They got the easy path. Me, I'm at the back. They're like, we got everybody and we need to fill one more spot. All right, we got these three. Let's put him up there. Yeah, but I like Nate though. Yeah, I don't like that's the behind the scenes for me to where then they're like, you know what? Let's add a spot. We'll take them both. And then then when I get in, bow. Now they're like, hey, we should have put him up there in the first place. Yeah. Like the person that picks me when behind the door and goes, we should have him. I've made every single one of those people proud in my entire career where they're like, I told you that happened. Yeah. So there's so many things that have almost happened that's why it's hard for me to cherish a thing. But I stayed up that night because irregardless of a contract, irregardless of meetings, irregardless of shooting it, irregardless of it being great, irregardless of having an air date, part of me did not believe it until I saw it 12:01 and was like, there it is. Wow. Also, does it work? Cool. Now I can go to bed. But now I was up. Now people are starting to tell, oh, it's out. Oh, I'm like, yeah, I'll stay up for this energy. I can't try to lay down. I'm like, the world is finally, you know what I'm saying? So I stayed up. I even went live on Twitch. So at 12:18, I remember like clockwork, my phone rang and I was on live. So people know it happened on live. And this young lady was like, where's your low? Well, send me your low. I'm like, for what?
Exactly.
She said, I'm about to Jasmine Sullivan you. I said, you about to bust the windows on my car?
What?
Like, what?
She said, no, I want to sit on you.
Oh, wow.
That's the song, right?
Yeah.
I was like, mind you, nah, because I had already for like a few years back was like, not like a full holler, but like, what you doing? Yeah. She was like, nigga, I was like, nigga. Damn, you could have just been like, I got somebody.
just said no.
Like, I'm cool. Ew, it's a crazy response.
Egregious.
Now, 18 minutes into the special being out, it's send me the low. Ain't no courting, no dating, no earning. It was just, hey, nigga, you
She
earn
was
it with
ready.
this.
Yeah.
No, I don't want that. I don't want that. That ain't the kind of pussy I want. I don't know if I can even
Don't
say
want
that,
that.
but that ain't. That's not what I want. But so yeah, a lot more boldness is coming. But again, I have a team around me. Like you're not just gonna be all in my face. Keela gonna be right there, like, hey, who are you? What's up, ho? So you know what I'm
Sorry,
saying?
we have a meeting.
Yeah, like
Good day.
I'm not running around creeping and a bunch of stuff outside of the purview of my own squad. Like they are there. Like we're in the office. We're on the road. You know what I mean? We're traveling.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I keep it pretty. I don't think I'm going crazy.
Let's see. Do I have anything else on here? Oh, I did have one random question. Do you have any thoughts on people complaining about the Blue Angels?
The Blue Angels,
Yeah.
like they're being loud and stuff.
Yeah, like
They
so.
started a petition to get rid
there's
of
a
them.
petition. They're trying to get rid of them. They're saying that they're too loud. They cause PTSD for veterans. There's the pollution. So a lot of people are trying to get rid of them. Well, I don't really think it's a lot of people, but they're just loud and.
I can't. I'm not even a good person to ask.
I was going to say, I'm like, well, you do live in Tacoma.
But there's a reason I'm not a good person to ask. Like I feel like you want a fair and even killed answer from somebody that's just like, well, so what is it? What are they doing? I can see both sides. I can't even see both sides of that argument. Like I'm so devout on one side or the other of it that I'm like it's jaded even. So my experience is my family is friends with the Branch family, and so every year as a kid we would go to Seafair at their house, and we would go up onto the top floor balcony, and the Blue Angels would seem like they're so close you could touch them. And for a little black kid, seeing that out of the world air show, it led me to want to be an aeronautical engineer, which was my original major at Florida Memorial College. So watching a Blue Angels show or three changed what I thought I wanted to be in my whole life. So when somebody's like, get rid of the Blue Angels, it's like, man, shut up. You'll be okay for 28 minutes when they do their show. Also, how many cities can say that they have that?
Right.
That they got a water show, they got the hover boats, then there's an air show, and the whole region's like, no. I remember when they got rid of the air. I remember when there was something where the Blue Angels were needed for exercises, real like wartime exercises, and so they sent us the Canadian snowballs, and the show was like a third of the speed and less tricks, and like they weren't. It's a different plane. I think it's just a little bigger, or maybe it was a little small. But either way, they weren't as.
It didn't hit.
Yeah.
They didn't take as many. I mean, Blue Angels are flying together with the cockpits facing each other, like literally the plane flying backwards, just yo-yo type, like the type of thing where you watch Maverick and you're like, okay, man, that's cool that plane did that, but the Blue Angels been falling. flying as high as they can and then shutting their engine off and then turning it on before they hit the water for a year. Like a lot of them tricks, I'm like, is that even allowed? Like, but and it's a close knit group of these guys that do. I think it's 18 of them, but they'll bring 9 to a particular city. And I think Seattle rocks with like 6 Blue Angels. And
I wonder if they still bring out the big white one as well.
I don't know,
There's
but
like
I got
a
to see
big
them
ass
practicing
white,
yesterday.
blue, and yellow one that comes out and
I never
does
seen
like
that. I just seen the Blue Angels just, and then it's a lot of people's first experience with understanding the speed of sound, understanding the speed of light. Like you don't have to take a science class to see one go. You're like, damn, they're faster than noise. And as a little kid at 7, 8, 9 years old, you're like, that's amazing. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
And I get how you're like, man, every week, every year they come in here and they do it. Man, people should, instead of signing a petition, they should be excited about them practicing maneuvers. They should be excited about it happening in the city. You don't know how much revenue it generates. You're saying you don't like it, but my family was going up to Seattle and buying food and getting a hotel and spending money and bringing revenue to the city to watch the car, what do they call them, water cars, the hover cars,
the
hydroplanes.
hydroplanes.
Oh, yeah,
To watch the
hydroplanes
hydroplanes and then the real planes. Like we wouldn't have spent a dime in that part of Seattle had it not been for the Blue Angels and the show. So then we go put our money into your community and stay in hotels that goes to the resort fee. The resort fee turns around as LARP budget. So then they take that money and give it back to business owners to create other things that bring people to your town. Like anything that is a draw to your city or your area, your region, your district, or your street, you need to weigh whether or not is it that much of a thing for us, or is it actually, because anything that draws a crowd to your city, put it on the map for a reason why people live there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If anything, we need some red angels, orange angels, blue angels.
We need all the angels.
Yeah, do something once a quarter. Like, we got to wait for Steve. It rains so much. Yes, it's sunny. We're going to push it in the sky. We're going to push it in the water. We're going to push it. There's going to be shit everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to run pageants and parades. And what are we celebrating?
Yeah.
What is the point of Seafair? To
know.
celebrate the sea?
I guess.
So what is the fair for? Is it it's based on the pageant? What's the core of it? They're not raising money for, like, we are just coming together
It's entertainment.
to watch something on the water and something in the sky.
Yeah.
Let it happen. Just let it happen. Sign a petition for that dog that barks all year round. Sign a petition for those engines that are just the car going 2 miles an hour going wah. Sign a petition for that.
What?
Seafair celebrates Seattle's vibrant maritime culture, community spirit, and summer fun. It's an annual summer festival that includes a variety of events, including the Bowen Seafair Air Show featuring the Blue Angels, hydroplane races, and the torchlight parade. So it's all one big Seattle party.
Yes.
Yep.
But we're celebrating maritime activities.
Yep.
So Seafair is to celebrate the sea.
Yep.
There you go. There's your answer. We're celebrating that we can get on the water and act the fool.
Yeah.
And Boeing is known for what they do for aeronautics, and so why not have an air show?
Yeah.
When was the first Blue Angel show in Seattle? Right. So you don't have to live in Seattle. You don't need to sign a petition. Move to Renton.
It's nice and quiet over there.
Right. Just move to where it's not quiet. It's different noises, but you just got to get used to what the different noises are.
Right.
1972.
There you go. So the Blue Angels
wow.
been here before you, and you complaining.
I feel like it's a lot of transplants.
It's all the transplants. They're always complaining.
Twin made a good point. It's definitely a lot
Like,
of
get
transplants.
out.
They
that's
signed a
making it-
position, and they from
Yeah.
Denver.
Not even from here. Like, what?
Like, I know you're lying. Really quick, I know you have a lot coming up next, but one of the things is that you're starring in the Office spinoff titled The Paper.
Yeah.
Do we know when that's coming out?
September 4th.
Ooh.
Yeah, September 4th, The Office the paper comes out, and it's exciting. It's The Office. You know what I'm saying? People are gonna watch it and be like, finally, my favorite show is back. That's what it is. And then in October is the movie Good Fortune with Keanu Reeves, Keke Palmer, Seth Rogen, and it's Aziz Ansari's directorial debut. And the trailer came out, and it's already doing millions and millions of views.
Wow.
So it's going to theaters and it'll be great. And I'm in that kind of bookending the film, kind of like a Little Rail and Get Out.
Okay.
Like I ain't got to carry nothing, but when you see me, I contribute.
Right.
So, but anyone that sees it's gonna be like, is that hell yeah? Like that's what we on.
Go on.
So it's gonna be a good look. Both of those are phenomenal things. But getting the Netflix special, getting the TV show, and getting the movie all happened within about 28 day stretch.
Wow.
Back in like November, December of last year. Like I literally went and filmed it. I went this. I went like all of it was all in like 28 to 32 days spread. And so I changed my life and the trajectory of my entire career off of those 3 yeses, and they all happened in a very tight window. And now we're just waiting to present it. I already know what I did in the movie. I'm just waiting for y'all to see. I already know what I did in the office or in the paper. I'm just waiting for y'all to see. And when it come out, people are like, "Oh, he a still." I've been quietly did that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So talk to me nice, because I know what I already did. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's real.
And it's a different experience than say, and let's say an athlete, because sports are live.
Yeah.
So if somebody gets off, you saw it live, then you see them out. You're like, yo, 81. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, 81. It's not like Kobe hit 81 and then had to wait 7 months for y'all to watch him do it. And people talking to him crazy. You can't hit for 40. He's like, yeah, just wait.
Just wait, yeah.
Because boy, I got 81, bruh. Just wait. Like, and that's how that felt. I knew what I did on Netflix, and we had to wait until July 8th. That is 7 months of just waiting to be like, man. You know what I'm saying?
And then someone treats you funky and you be like,
Or trying
you
to
just
argue
wait
or be like,
until,
you know, or
It's like you
anything
have
sideways.
no
Like I don't
clue.
think I can't. I don't even have the time to do. I'm not like let's just keep it all on the up and up because I already know what I did, and that's why talking about Montreal right now is early. Hollywood is ahead of the general public because things are in production, post production. You'll see a whole movie that's shot. They're like post production slated to come out in. You know, we shot the movie back in January. It comes out in October, 10 months. You're going to watch it and be like, oh, right? So it puts it into perspective for how far ahead we are. So while I'm talking about JFL right now, that's me talking about it before whatever comes from all the meetings. Several things will. Then we'll do it. Then we'll wait some more, and then when it comes out, you'll be like, so how did that happen? Like, I told you I went to JFL.
like, well,
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you see a sitcom on Fox of me, and then you heard me just say Fox execs walked up, you'll know where the seed was planted at. You know?
that's wild.
Yeah, so it's a lot about being patient, you know. And then I think being humble, talking about it like this feels like it's not that humble, but I think it's a different type of humble if you know you rocked and you gotta wait for other people to see that you rocked.
Yeah.
Because I could be like, I rock. Or I'm like, let's just go ahead. You talk to me crazy. Let's wait, okay. You know?
Let the work speak for
Yeah,
itself.
and you have to sit up and wait for it. Let the work speak for itself. I'm waiting. So I'm excited about what's to come. What you guys have not seen yet that I already did because you know I've seen it already. There's a reason why I'm like, yeah, let's talk. I'm down to talk about this. If it wasn't good, I'd be like, yes, I'm not in. Let's not talk about that one coming up. You
That
know?
would have been a text from Keela. Do not bring up.
Right. But now I'm proud of all of that. So it's a good look.
Well, we're definitely proud of you. I have one more question. What are you going to do for yourself this weekend?
This weekend?
Yes, it's Friday.
What's going on this weekend?
Well, I'm just saying. Just what
Watermelon Sunday.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Why you
Oh,
say
you mean
that?
the Daz's thing?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I like Daz. I'll
Okay,
support
cool.
Daz's events.
Yeah.
But there's something to that name. And I'd be trying to tell him, like, could you stop calling your black people parties watermelon things?
Right.
He's like, that's the brand.
It's, yeah,
That's
it
the brand,
goes.
baby.
It got everybody jumping.
Yeah, but he could call it something else. Shit. Call it Mango Sunday or something.
At least he got his other party. Where's the love?
Watermelons have such a historic implication to African Americans that I'm like, how you want me to embrace being at a watermelon party, bruh? I don't even want to bite into a watermelon in front of white folks. But I support Daz. I would
Right.
rather if Daz just had Daz Sundays. Just call it Daz's. Daz's thing. Daz is that because we're fucking with Daz. At the end of the day, we're fucking with Daz.
No.
Where's the watermelon Sunday?
It's
Tacoma?
at LTD Bar and Grill, and this one's a little different too because he's partnering with a Seattle birth tequila company that just came out this year.
It's up here though.
Yeah, at LTD in Fremont, from 4 to 10.
Oh, that's where people go after they go to the brunch, the season brunch.
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes, yeah.
And that's what day?
August 3rd, so Sunday.
Keela, let's go to that.
It's gonna be lit.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll go to that. Also, August 11th through the 17th is the Super Funny Festival, where we have a ton of events. We kick it off with on Monday is Gary Owen, and then after that is Nate Super Funny Presents, which is me hosting for 30, 35 minutes, and then I bring out comics, and you don't know who's coming. Just know that I said they're funny. So there's that. Then Tuesday is the festival open mic. We have already got 52 comics from all over the country who've signed up to come. Wednesday there's two shows. One is the Bossy Show, which is by Rachel Afjay, and it's an all-female lineup. Then after that is the Trash Talk Show, which is a show where the topics and suggestions are going to a little bucket, and then the comics have to draw from the bucket, and the suggestions come from the audience. And then Thursday is when I have the Emerald Queen sold out, and then while that's happening, back at the club, we're gonna do Best of the Fest show. So it's the standout acts from Tuesday, the standout acts from Wednesday, and the headliners that have come to be a part of the festival. They're on the Best of the Fest show, and after the Best of the Fest show, the after party for the Emerald Queen, my birthday party, and the after party for Best of the Fest is at the club, and it's called I Miss Dancing, because I'm tired of going and everybody's standing around. So you got to dance, and my bouncers are gonna be walking up to you and like, you ain't dancing 3 songs. So it's time to dance. Ain't no standing around. You've been on that phone all night. How many selfies you gonna take? Time to dance. If I gotta get on the mic, you in the red, time to dance. Like I want
Shake that thing.
We need to have fun. And so there's that. Then that's Thursday. Then Friday is we have a 2 shows with Tony Rock, and then that's at 7 and 9:45. But at 8 o'clock at the convention center across the street, we have an 8 o'clock show with Kenesha Buss and friends. And then at the after party for all 3 of those shows is at the convention center on the top floor, and it's called the R&B Kickback with a live band, live singers, and you know, we're gonna dress up a little bit. Sponsored by the Roses, my clothing line. We didn't talk about it much, but check out the Roses collection. And then that's that after party. Then Saturday we have Tollefson Square, which is the Black Lives Matter painted steps, where we have vendors, we have DJ Topspin, we have music and fun and food. And then the club is also open if somebody wants to go have a cocktail or sit down and eat, not be open air with the steps. And then we go from that into the 2 shows with Tony Rock for Saturday was 7 to 9:45. And then Sunday is Brunch Beats and Bubbles with Uncle Guy and Ness with doing their brunch thing. And then it's Tony Rock's 7:30 show. And that's the festival. So I want people to come down, pick a thing, come hang out. The R&B thing at the convention center is going to be a vibe. You know, it's R&B, basically R&B only, live band. There's a DJ and the band, so I want the band to play with the music, like just drum over it. Like I want it, it has to be lit. And so that's what we're doing. So August 11th through 17th is that Super Funny Festival, and pull up.
Nice. You got
Sound like a
anything else,
vibe.
Cuddy?
No, that's about it.
Well, shoot, Scoots, y'all. We've been here for an hour. I want to definitely thank you for pulling up on us.
Thank you.
I know you had to fight through traffic, so we appreciate you still coming on down here.
Thank you.
Although I don't think you could have reversed anyways, because you said it was a parking lot across the street. And
I haven't seen I-5 like this in my life. So I'm hoping it's clear as we make our way back south.
Well, shoot, definitely make your way on over to the Super Funny Comedy Club. They have a lot of amazing things going on. And in the meantime, between time, I'm going to stay locked to your social media so I can see what you end up dropping next, because it sounds like you have a whole lot of great things coming up. And I just also want you to know that we're really proud of you.
Thank you very much.
Wow, appreciate that.
Well, with that being said, this was another episode of Almost a Weekend. Thank you for watching. Bye, guys.